learn to play the game, she got her own. They still got dirt up on her name, cause she know who she is. She's a shining star. Take cover cause she's bomb. Take cover cause she's bomb. This girl is bomb, yeah. He knows I'm gonna get when I'm away. He knows I'm gonna... Hey all, welcome back to another installment of Kingdom Things Podcast. My name is Asiyah Nicole Phillips, spiritual practitioner by the way of Source, by the way of the Most High, by the way of God Goddess, by the way of the Central Sun, whatever you like to call the energy, the power, the ultimate creator behind what is. That is who appointed me in my role in my position of being a spiritual practitioner and a spiritual healer. This is another episode of Kingdom Things. Thank you for joining me. So ascension. Humanity is going through ascension. What is ascension? Ascension is humanity waking up in mass to the realization that we are more than what we have been led to believe, that we have been taught that we are. We are energies seated with the energy of the Most High Creator, having a human experience. So we are energies seated with the energy of the Most High Creator, having a human experience. And again, ascension as a collective in mass, us, humanity, we're waking up to this realization that we are limitless. We are limitless beings. We are limitless beings. We have been fed these programs that are indoctrinated into our DNA that tell us that we are limited. We have these programs that tell us that we are limited. We have these programs that tell us there are places that we can't go, things that we cannot be. These programs keep us in a box. And with ascension, we're kicking down the walls of the box. Humanity is kicking down the walls of the box. And we are exploring the colors, the textures behind the gray walls. We've been trapped inside of these gray walls for centuries. We're kicking down these walls and exploring the colors, complexities, and textures behind the gray walls. So today I've channeled some information that I'm being guided to speak on. Relaxing into love. What does this mean? What does relaxing into love mean? As humans, as humanity, again, we have been programmed with these limiting beliefs in our DNA. We have been programmed in these limiting beliefs in our DNA. The place that we live, our existence, the energy that we live within, it is a field of energies that are waiting to support us, to guide us, to help us, to uplift us in our journeys of lives. As energy seated with the energy of the Most High Creator, we are here to learn. We are here to create from what we learn and then create again. We are energy seated with the energy of the Most High Creator. We are creators, gods and goddesses in and of our own rights. We are here to create intentionally. We are here to create our lives intentionally. So we're always creating our lives. Our lives. It's about us waking up to the fact that we are always creating our lives in our everyday moments, and then beginning to learn, relearn, remember, because we already know. We know, our souls know this. We're waking up and remembering our power, remembering who we are, and remembering our powers to wield to create our lives. So we're here to create our lives intentionally, learn from our creations, and then create again. Continue to learn and create, and have fun while we do it, right? Have fun while we do it. It's supposed to be a good time. Like these physical lives, these physical manifestations, these physical embodiments that we live, they don't last a long time. That's another topic. That's another programming. But we are here to create as gods and goddesses walking planet Earth. We're here to get activated with our God and Goddess essence, activate our souls. We're here to activate our souls. These programmings that we're fed by society, by generational inheritances that tell us what life is, that tell us who we are, deactivate that God or Goddess within. because it places limits on our beingness. Those societal indoctrinations, the familial inheritances that tell us who we are, what we can be, place limits on the energy of our God or goddess inside. So with ascension, we are waking up to this realization, and we are waking up to our power. We're waking up to our power. So relaxing into love. I'm being guided to share that the space that we live in is a space filled with so many energies here to assist us, here to help us through our journey of creation, so that our creations are synchronistic and we create with ease. So the space that we live in, it's filled with energies here to assist us, so that we create with ease and with synchronicity, that we're guided, we flow through creation, we flow through life. It's here to assist us. So relaxing into love, what does that look like? So the programmings that tell us that we're limitless, those programmings are energies those programmings are energies that inhabit our bodies. So those programmings that we're fed and indoctrinated with, that tell us that we can't do something, tell us that we can't be something, tell us that we can't go there, we can't have that, we can't do that. Those programmings are energies that inhabit our body. And what those programmings do is they make our beings dense. Everything is light. Everything is in vibration and in movement. Those programmings make us denser beings. And with being denser beings, being bogged down by those programmings, those energies that are here to assist us, that we live in the field. I'm gonna get to that in 1 second. I'm gonna get to you how I'm being shown to break it down, which is really, really cool. It's really, really cool. I'm super excited. It's really cool. So those energies that are here to assist us, they can't penetrate our beingness. They can't penetrate our beingness to give us guidance, to help us flow through life, because we're bogged down with the dense programmings that limit us. So we're bogged down with the dense limiting beliefs and limiting programmings that we inherited, that are indoctrinated into our DNA, that are programmed into our DNA. Those limiting beliefs and limiting programmings bog down our beingness. They make us dense, so that these energies that are here to assist us with flowing through life and creating with ease, they can't penetrate our beingness to assist us in guiding us to, achieve the things that we want to achieve, to be the things that we want to be. Those energies can't penetrate us because we're bogged down with the limiting beliefs and the limiting programmings. What are these energies that I'm speaking of? These energies that we live in, we call it the quantum field. The quantum field. The quantum field are energies. Energies of who? Energies of the one. Like when this just hit me right now, and the intuitive download came in, I was like, oh, we need better. Like, I was like, woo, that's some stuff. That's beautiful. That is so beautiful. So I'm gonna say it again. What are these energies? What are these energies that are here to assist us and guide us and help us flow through life and create with ease, create with joy, create with vigor and exuberance? What are these energies? We call it the quantum field. Let me just meditate on that. We call it the quantum field. We are not separate from the quantum field. If we were operating as nature intended, we would not be separate from the quantum field. What separates us from the quantum field, what separates us from creating with ease and flow, are these programmings and these limiting beliefs that bog down our beingness, that bog down and make us dense, so that we are no longer coherent with the quantum field. So that if nature operated as nature intended, as the one intended, as God, Goddess intended, as the Most High intended, as Source intended, if nature was operating as God, Goddess, the Source, the Most High, the Supreme Creator, Central Sun intended, we would be flowing, creating, living with the in the quantum field as we are a part of the quantum field. We are not the only thing that separates us from the quantum field are the illusions, limiting beliefs, limiting programmings that we have indoctrinated in our DNA. So if nature was operating as nature intended, we would ourselves be integrated and coherent with the quantum field. We would be coherent with the quantum field if nature was operating as nature intended. But we are again bogged down with these limiting beliefs, beliefs, and these limiting programmings that are indoctrinated in our DNA that keep us separate, that gives the illusion that we are separate from the quantum field, which gives it, and with being separate from the quantum field, we do what? We struggle through life. We suffer through life. Why? Because we're working harder than we're supposed to. Harder than we know we're supposed to. Our souls know that this journey is supposed to be one of ease and joy, one of exuberance, one that we wake up every day excited to experience. Our souls know this. But why do we struggle and suffer? Because we have these limiting beliefs and these limiting programmings that bog down our beingness, that are indoctrinated in our DNA, make us denser so that we appear to be separate, and we believe that we're separate from the one, the quantum field, who is the one, God, Goddess, Source, the Most High, the Central Sun, the one. So if nature was operating as nature intended, if nature was operating as the one intended, the one, God, Goddess, Central Sun, Source, we would be flowing with life. We would be coherent with the quantum field. We would be coherent with the quantum field. We are on this journey of self-realization, self-activation, and self-healing. We're living this life. We are on this journey of self-healing, self-realization, and self-activation. We question ourselves. I used to question myself. We question ourselves when all the while we are creations that are supposed to be coherent with the Creator and the creation of the One. We are creations that are supposed to be coherent with the Creator, the Supreme Creator, God, Goddess, the Central Sun, Source, the Most High Creator. We're supposed to be coherent with the Creator and the creation of the One, so the creation of all that is organic, the One, the space we live in, ourselves, the universe, all that is. We're supposed to be coherent with it, but we question ourselves, and again, we're bogged down with these limiting beliefs, which cause us to question ourselves. We question ourselves because of those limiting beliefs. If those limiting beliefs were to vanish, we would not question ourselves because we know. Right now, we're not learning. We're not learning like how the universe works. We're not learning how our beingness works. We're remembering, because our souls already know. We're just remembering everything. The limiting beliefs bring us into a state of amnesia, where we forget our divinity and we forget our coherence with the One, with God, Goddess, Source, Central Sun, the Most High, and all that is. The analogy that came up when I was channeling this information was, let's say you're in a relay race, a baton relay race, right? And you're only supposed to run a quarter of the track. But you get the baton and you start running the whole track. Like, what are you doing? You're doing too much. What are you doing? You have 3 other teammates that you're supposed to hand the baton to, and they're supposed to run too. We're supposed to work together. You're doing too much. You're trying to run the whole race by yourself. No, it's a team effort. It's a team effort. And I think it's funny because life is supposed to be funny. I know a lot of us are healing and we're hurting and we're going through stuff, but I'm being guided to be giddy, to activate my inner child, to be happy, because that is what lifts that helps those energies of happiness, of activating your inner child, of activating your innocence, lifts those limiting beliefs. It helps clear those limiting beliefs. It helps you become empty, so that the quantum field, so that you become coherent with the quantum field, so that you flow through life, so that you become coherent with the One. So I got the analogy of the relay race. Like you get the baton, you just start running. You start, I'm going, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You start running the whole race and they're like, you're supposed to hand it to me, you passed me. Like we're not doing this by ourselves. We're not doing this by ourselves. So it's about learning to let go of the control of everything. And that's one of my life lessons, is letting go. And it's, it's something that we all learn, and it's a part of the process. I like to say you're always where you're supposed to be, and you're always who you're supposed to be. So it's about being loving and compassionate with yourself in every moment, because you're always where you're supposed to be, and you're always who you're supposed to be, to learn what you need to learn, to be who you want to be. Because your soul already knew you would have the desires you have. All of the things that you're going through are to prepare you to step into that person that you are to be in your new life and your new reality, as a life that you want to live and a life that you want to consciously create. So always being loving and compassionate with yourself in every moment, because you're always who you're supposed to be and you're always where you're supposed to be. So the relay race, we're not running this by ourselves. It's about breathing, relaxing, learning to let go of the control, learning to let go of the control. If you're here on Kingdom Things Podcast, I speak a lot of that. If you go listen to the other episodes, I speak a lot about the process of letting go, the process of becoming the process. I speak a lot about your role in the process of creation. So if you go listen to the other podcasts, I speak a lot about your role in the process of creation. So it's learning to let go and just play your role, learning to just play your role in the process of creation, and not trying to play all of the roles in the process of creation. Not trying to play all of the roles in the process of creation, because again, we're supposed to be coherent with the One. Who's the One? God, Goddess, Source, the Most High, the Central Sun. Whatever you like to call the power behind what is, we're supposed to be coherent with the One. So we're not here to do everything by ourselves. It's a whole creation that we play a part in, we play a role in the creation of what is and the creations of our lives. We play a role in the creation of our lives. We don't do the whole thing by ourselves. So we're learning to let go, just play our role. What's our role? Having our desire, holding the energies of what it'll feel like to live that desire, to be that desire, and holding that energy for as long as you can. It's about being present in the everyday moment. Meet the day as it meets you. Stay in the present moment, because that's all we ever have is the eternal present moment. So trying to stay present in the moment, be grateful and appreciative. Find something to be grateful and appreciative in your current moment. You're like, oh, I created this. It kind of sucks. But you know what? I now know that I'm the conscious creator. I now know that I am the creator of my life. I know I created this sucky situation. But now that I'm stepping into my conscious creator form, I'm going to be grateful because I'm in this moment, but I created this moment. Hell yeah. All right. I'm happy. I'm excited. What am I going to create next? Oh yeah, that's what I want. Oh, it's going to feel so great to have that. Let me go about my day and hold and be happy about where I am, be loving to myself and others, because I know my next picture scene, I created that, and it's going to be kick-ass. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. So we're letting go. We're being present in the moment. We're understanding that we have always created our lives. We have always created our lives, but we are becoming conscious creators, coherent with the One. We are becoming conscious creators, coherent with the One. So activating the God or Goddess within, activating that energy within. Why? Because we're becoming coherent with the One. So becoming formless and allowing these energies to flow through you. What does becoming formless mean? It means letting go of the attachments of who you think you are. Letting go of those limiting beliefs of who you were told that you are. Letting go of those limiting beliefs of who you're holding on to, because that identity, that earth personality is what I like to call it. Earth personality, or others term it as an ego. That earth personality that we hold on to, it makes us feel safe. So I'm holding on to this, I'm not letting go. It's learning to let go of that earth personality and know that in your truest form, you are an energy seated with the energy of the One. Who is the One? God, Goddess, Father, Mother, God, the Central Sun, the Most High, whatever you like to call the force behind what is. So in our truest sense, we are energies seated with the One. So tapping into that energy, tapping into that knowing, and letting everything else just kind of fall away. Letting everything that you thought you knew become a void. I know nothing. I know nothing. All that I know is I'm an energy seated with the energy of the One, and I'm here in existence and the one, show me the way. Guide me, show me the way. Because I know I have a purpose. I know that I'm supposed to have all that I desire. I know that I'm supposed to be all that I want to be. The one, show me the way. I am empty. I'm an empty void. I'm an empty void that allows you to become coherent with the field and begin to create your life intentionally. Because again, we're going to hold the vibrations, higher vibrations of what it will feel like when we are in the scene, the picture scene, the movie scene that we have scripted ourselves, that we know that we scripted, that we consciously script. So we're holding the energies, we're being the energies of what it will feel like to be in that scene that we consciously, intentionally scripted for ourselves, for our lives. So letting go, become formless. I am an energy seated with the energy of the One, the Most High, Source, God, Goddess, Father, Mother, God. I know nothing. That allows you to become coherent with the field. The One allows you to become coherent with the One and begin to create your life intentionally, consciously, with ease, with flow, with love, with joy, with vigor, with exuberation. So I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today on this episode of Kingdom Things with me, your host, Asiyah Nicole Phillips, spiritual practitioner, spiritual healer, by the way of Source, God, Goddess, the Most High, Father, Mother, God, the One, whatever you like to call the power behind what is. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And you'll see the links that I have decorated around my beautiful inhabitants, my podcast inhabitants. So I have the story of Asiyah. Just like us, Asiyah is on her journey of self-realization, self-activation. She is a foster care child living in New York City, and she begins to dig up things. Well, she begins to remember, just like we're remembering. She starts to remember who she is. And she starts to dig up things and she starts to flow with life. So she starts to be guided into her path of self-realization and self-activation. Click on that link in the description of this podcast, The Story of Asiyah. Read it. Tell me how you like it. Tell me if there are any parallels between Asiyah's life and your life. Share it. I hope you enjoy it. And then I also have my other half, another literary work of my own. I wrote this myself as well. My other half is about two infinite souls, just like we're infinite souls, who are destined to be together. But just like we're bogged down by limited beliefs, these two souls incarnate in different lives where they're bogged down and kept apart, separated by limited beliefs. They will realize their love, but in which life, which circumstance, which form will they realize they are loved? I want to thank you guys so much again for joining me. Again, my name is Asiyah Nicole Phillips. I love you so, so, so much. You have a great day.